So, hello everyone and welcome back to the final panel of the day. First of all, kudos to Nikola for leaving this to the end. So everyone who maybe wants to invest into esports has probably left. So we can say all the best stories. We've seen the two of you on the stage already. We haven't seen you, Leo. How are you doing? What's up?
Hello. Not much has changed since the last conference. I see a lot of familiar faces, and yeah, I'm still good. I'm still doing my best to, put up the esport area in a place that we think it belongs to. And yeah, personally, I think really doing great. Thank you.
Can I invite some people to come on over closer? This is going to be a very intimate talk. We're going to have, a lot of discussions, intimate discussions. Can you fill out the first 2-3 rows? Just come on over. Lucho, come on, man. Come on. It's like, we can do a shouting match. We don't even need microphones. Yeah, it's going to be very, very specific. So come on closer, fill out the first 3 rows. I see Khalif is already warming up his hands. So, it's going to be a lot of passion, a lot of maybe anger, maybe some laughs and so on. So we need the energy from the audience. So, whoever's here, come on closer, fill us up with energy and we can go.
Yeah, and note to the production crew, there might be some movement, so prepare your cameras as well.
Or throwing microphones.
Possibly. Okay, so we heard about Leo. He's still on the quest of selling his company for 25 million Slovenian dollars.
If there is any offer.
If there is any offer, get in touch. Anyhow, so we got this topic just to discuss that it's not all sunshines and rainbows. There are quite a lot of things that have been happening in this industry for the past like 20 years. So we are going to share the top 9 stories of that quest. So instead of just a panel, just discussing stuff on the chairs here, we are going to have our main 3 protagonists who are going to tell 3 each of their stories, and at the end of those 9 talks, you'll get the opportunity to vote for your favorite nightmare story. So make sure you follow all of them. All good? Let's start then. Slides, please. Thank you. So the first nightmare story and the first one to take the stage is going to be Nikola. So let's start with your story.
I'm going to stand up. So, I'm going to stand up because this is an emotional one for me. Just to paint you the picture, it's 2019. So, Good Game has been going on for maybe a year, a bit less. We have next to €0 in the account. There's like, I think 5 of us at the time, whatever, really a small amount of people in the company. I don't think we have an office yet. It's like that part of Good Game. And in 2018, we had our first big event in Jadran Film in Dubrava. So we had, our bare knuckles ready because it's Dubrava, so you never know, but everything went all right. And on top of that successful event, we had the drive and, the forte of trying to do this thing in the rest of the region. By the way, this is 2018 actually, I just remembered. So after the first successful event in Dubrava, we had the drive to do it in the rest of the region, meaning in Belgrade, Skopje, Ljubljana, where we signed partners, found companies, which is, can you imagine 2018 selling a ticket to a company to send their employees to play video games against other companies, losing money, losing employee time. They don't see the benefits. It's like next to impossible. So we get, 12 companies in Ljubljana, Belgrade maybe 10 or 15, something like that, and an approximate amount in Skopje as well. So after the successful Dubrava event, how do you keep this anonymous? I don't know. Our retail partners back then.
I never said it had to be anonymous.
People who bring the equipment. I don't have 50 computers. I don't have 50 kunas back then. So people who allowed us to have equipment at the venue were so happy with the event. They said, yeah, we'll follow you throughout the region. We have regional distribution. It's super easy. Our trucks will come in and out, distribute computer, hardware, peripherals, whatever is needed. It's fantastic. Let's go. And we had a gap from May when the event was in Zagreb to, I think, September, when it was in Skopje, the next one, the B2B event. In the meantime, we did nothing. We just played video games and hoped someone would call us to make an event or something. So let's say a few weeks goes by from the Zagreb event. I called the guy from this big company with regional distribution, and I say, hey, is this still on? I didn't know about that we needed to sign contracts or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, we're friends now, gaming buddies, so we kind of have each other's backs. And he said, yeah, of course, we're going to follow you guys. This is awesome. It's a new concept. Let's do this throughout the region. And I'm like, okay, fine. We go to like summer vacation, whatever, come back sometimes in August. And I call him back, no answer. The event is going to be in September, so in about a month. I call him back a few times in a row within, let's say, a span of 2 weeks. No response, emails, no response. At this time, I'm kind of getting worried because we already sold the event to companies. We have it on a university campus in Skopje. We have zero equipment. I don't know anyone in Skopje. How I'm going to get computers there? I mean, I'm not. It's going to happen either with these guys or not. So we get, I think, 10 days to the event. I call the guy from another number. He answers, hallelujah. And I tell him, hey, what's with our deal, whatever. He says, yeah, you know what? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you. For us, it's a bit more complicated than we thought. So, yeah, good luck with that, and we're gonna call you next year. So, yeah, all the luck in Skopje and wherever else. Yeah, let's talk next year. Click. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Why? How did this happen? Like, you could have told me this 2 months ago. I didn't have to have like a stroke now during our phone call. So. Let's say 10 days before a Skopje event. I've never been to Macedonia, by the way. Schutz went to Macedonia to scout the area and everything. I never went there. So I had to organize computers, peripherals, monitors for a LAN event in a country I've never been to, in a city I've never been to, with people I've never met. So other people from a much nicer company eventually helped us out. And 2 days before the event, on a national holiday in Skopje and Ljubljana, we have been loading out a warehouse which was locked, and we got the guy to come from his home holiday family party to unlock the warehouse so we can take out the equipment and equip actually the venue for the next day to have the event. So that's my nightmare story.
Applause, please. Let's keep it going. The next nightmare story is Leos.
I think this one is a bit lower volume, or I just don't hear myself. So,
Može glasno?
This is a nightmare.
So, or my voice is just. You turned it off? No. Yeah, you did. Yeah. It's okay. It's on now. Yeah. So, Nikola said that we don't disclose names, and let's stay like this. I see that a lot of you in the crowd, I guess, are not too young to know that TV series called Friends. So my stories are going to be called like the episodes in this TV series. So I don't know. The first one is going to be the one where we had to leave. So the story goes like this. I think it was 2014, the year where I still thought that I could be like player until 40 or so, and I'm gonna be the best one in the Croatia or in the region. And we go to a local gaming festival. We play for, I don't know, online qualifications. We go to the LAN finals. We play there for 2 days, and then the finals come. I think it was like a double elimination bracket, so we had to go through the whole process of this, and then the finals come, and it was already a bit late, or for ourselves not too late. It was around, I don't know, 8 p.m. We had one map of advantage, and then the opponents came from the lower bracket. Khalif is smiling because he was in the opponent team. And they won the first match, so the scores were equal. We had one towards 1. And the final match, we got the notification from the organizer, sorry guys, you have to leave. I mean, what? We just started warming up, we are playing on a stage. My mother is gonna watch this sometime next year, I don't know. And the firemen and the security guys told us, you have to leave, this is it, this is for today. And then we are like scratching our heads, what to do next? And to show the fair play and everything that we like to work on, that we showed all of the crowd that was there. I don't know how many people were there, but that we are like good guys. And then we agreed, okay, let's do the coin toss. Let's finish this tournament with the coin toss. And as you can probably imagine, we lost. Caliph won. And since it was only like hardware prices, there were like keyboards, headphones, mouses, whatever. We agreed that we will split the prize pool. I don't know, you get 3 keyboards, we get 2 headphones, you get 3 mouses. And yeah, that's basically it. So it was my best shot of getting the first tournament ever to win, except the good game, of course, with the company, but it was like senior years. And yeah, basically the nightmare story number 1 is about getting kicked out of the tournament in the finals.
Hello everyone once again. Thank you, Toni, for this interesting name. It
You're
really
welcome.
sums it up. Basically, it was in 2015 on Reboot Infogamer. We were playing on main stage actually. Event was packed. Like there was a lot of people in the crowd, just visitors and everything. And at the time we were pretty good at the games. Now I'm kind of washed, so I don't still play the game, but it was Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod, and we were the best team in Croatia by far at those years. And we actually knew the crew that those organizers took to organize the event, because it was basically an organizer with no experience, I would say, that had some booths and had the main stage there. So, as per usual, we won the event. And after the event, those kind of events back in the time were basically self-founded, because you actually need to pay an entrance fee to join the event itself. So, per usual, after the event, you would get paid the amount for the first prize, or like for the second, third prize, and so on. And because we knew it was a small scene here in Croatia, but with a lot of teams, we knew the guys that basically organized the event, that were hired to do the LAN itself. And basically we knew what the prizes were. And as Leo said, it was basically back in the day, so mechanical keyboards were a thing. And stuff like that. And for first prize, there should have been like keyboard, mouse, headset, and so on. After the event finished, we found out that we will get only 1 mouse. It was a Rocket mouse, I remember, till this day. We were kind of trying to sell it because it was not that good. And also the organizers didn't want us to pay the sum for the first place. That was actually something that we never had it happening before. And yeah, after some back and forth after the event, basically the guys that were from community paid from their pockets to the teams, and basically paid out the teams there on the spot. I'm pretty sure they got the money back, but allegedly, some other games and tournaments we played there also, and some guys won FIFA tournament that were actually from Serbia, and they never got their PlayStation 4 prize. So a lot of those prizes and prize pools were never given to the players and to the teams itself. So that company actually still operates today, but these guys were just a branch of it at the time at Croatia. And basically that's it. Also, they wanted to fight us, but we were just the kids back in the day. Yeah.
No, we skipped one. Threaten me gently.
Okay. Let's go. So, this is a recent one. Welcome to my life. So, again, painting you a picture. There's a tournament organized. Let's say 1,000 people competes in a very popular game. It has to be popular if you amass 1,000 people in Croatia or the region. So you take your pick of the games. Part of the tournament is not televised. It's not live streamed because who wants to watch shitty games? No one. I mean, it's the qualifier rounds. You have no shows. You have 15-0 results. Okay, I maybe gave up the game. Oh no. You have people, fighting in the comments. You need to blacklist them and so on and so on. You get the cleanup done in the qualifiers. So it's decided that the qualifiers are not gonna be live streamed. And some of the players were out of this one specific organization. This one specific organization had a monetization plan, which I wasn't aware of. It's something accustomed to Marco's past industry. I'm giving out hints here and there so you can pick up if you know what I'm talking about. And when they started playing the qualifiers for our big tournament, they kind of were pretty pissed that we are not live streaming those games. And I had no idea why. Like, why do you care? Just play your game and get the hell out. We're gonna live stream you when you go into playoffs or Swiss or whatever. Doesn't really matter. So when I told them off, they started contacting our admins in DMs and actually threatening them that they're gonna see we know where you live and those types of insults like high school and especially Balkans. If you grew up here, my dad is stronger than your dad and so on. But these guys had branch, let's call it, of foreign influence, which is not as non-hostile as their domestic counterparts. Am I losing you? I hope I'm not. So yeah, the threats were kind of semi-real, and they were promising to beat up the admins, whatever, blah blah blah. That they need to start live streaming those games because if we live stream those games, they get paid a certain amount of money for some results, whatever, blah blah blah. Of course, we did not do that. And I instructed my admins to give them my address because if anyone's gonna get beat up, it's me, and they're not gonna be able to do that very easily. So after that, it stopped. But then when we faced them face to face, we actually saw them in real life, maybe, I don't know, a month or two after the incident. They were all super polite and, yeah, thank you for organizing the event. It was so fantastic, blah, 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 whatever. Bitches. Okay, so yeah, that was my nightmare story number 2. Thank you.
Okay, so this next story actually is somewhat similar with Nikola's second story, and it also takes place in the more recent history. I think it was 2 years ago, and since we were the organizers of this tournament, I can disclose some information, not all, but let's say we partnered with Grid, which is actually a data collector that collects data and sells it to betting companies. So the prize pool for this tournament was 10k euros. It was actually played, the finals were played in the Hall of Game. And the teams were so-so, but when we saw that there were some matches that had like odds on the favorite team to lose was like, I don't know, 11 or so. We kind of took some screenshots of the players' inventories because we knew that there was going to be some shady business there. So like the opposite of the first story where we showed fair playness, We kind of gathered some information on those players, what they play, how much the value is of their inventory, what do they do, how do they trade, and we kind of kept the document with this, because there was also one guy, like the name that we don't call out, but he lives in Estonia now, so I guess he found his betting home. For the, I think it was semi-final match, as I mentioned, the odds were 11 on them losing, and their inventories were like 150 to 100 euros. And after they miraculously lost that match, they went to, I don't know, 1,000, maybe next to 2,000 euros. And when we confronted them, we didn't know, we had a bad day. I don't know why we lost, but we had bad communication, whatever they started. We don't know what happened here. And of course, when I think it was a guy from Great Britain or something like this, he contacted us and said that he has information of this guy living in Estonia now. He's offering some money to teams to lose their matches. We gave them a list of all of the things that we supposedly think that they did, and it was like sent to ESIC. And the horror of the story is that even though the prize pool of the tournament for like a local regional one is okayish, 10,000 euros, they still want to earn more money by betting against themselves. So it was kind of shady.
This Upara. Basically Toni again with the name. This one I was not actually involved into. Actually played on the event itself, Warzone. I'm not playing Warzone, and Marko is playing Warzone, so he actually called me and said, hey, let's go to this event to check it out, to see. It's being told that it's the biggest thing here in Croatia and region, in everything that someone did in this region. So we were pretty excited to see how it goes. It didn't go that well. On one side, it really looked amazing. I'm not gonna name the event or people involved, but basically, from the player perspective, I can say a few things. You come there, and we were allegedly the best Balkan Warzone players. We are not. We have like 200 hours, so there was no qualification or anything like that. There was no stream also on some of the games, and basically we didn't know how the points work, and we didn't have the leaderboard itself. So from player perspective, it was really bad, I would say, at least for Warzone, I can say that much. But yeah, the whole event was looking insane. There was a lot of stages. Some of the stages looked like from Ultra Europe and stuff like that. There was even rap battles, birthday songs getting sang and stuff like that. Even Nelson Mandela. Basically it was huge event that at the end of the event, some of the people that worked there weren't getting paid. And that's basically something that can't happen in this industry. And some of the people I talked to, a lot of them actually, and if people invest their time into organizing these kind of events, especially if there is a lot of money involved, they should get paid for their work, and it's not volunteered if they don't agree to something like that. So it's basically just a mention for those people that didn't get paid, that actually worked there, even though event was, if someone follows gaming, esports or something like that, they know it was a shit show. But yeah, that basically sums it up, just a mention of that.
Oh my God. Okay. Back to 2018. Shit year. So, this was in regards to our first Good Game event after launching the company. So it was again in Dubrava. It was our first big event. We had 30 companies, meaning 30 teams competing. All the money went into the event. So, I mean, the production cost like crazy. We had no idea what we were doing. I mean, we kind of knew what we were doing, but not really. It's totally different story in regards to now. Now we have, like Kova and other guys and Matica and whatever. But back then, like, we just tried things and most of them failed, but some didn't. So the event went really well. This was the first time when Krankschwester appeared at our events. It was a lot of fun and we received a lot of positive feedback. And having spent all the money on the event, you want to get it back as soon as possible, and you want the results of the project to, come back to you in a positive manner. One of the results of the project is having high quality photos and videos, some type of after movie, on top of which you can promise even bigger results for the next year. Then on top of those results, you gather some sponsors, you gather some new companies, you sell out an event maybe even further in advance, so you can, secure some additional funds and so on and so on, blah, blah, blah. And one of the bigger parts of this is the actual after movie and the video footage. And the original guy who was supposed to film and edit the after movie did not arrive because I think he actually went to Ultra Europe. I think they stole him. And so we got another guy, a new guy who was supposedly very good, whatever. He filmed for some DJs. He was famous-ish in those circles. I really didn't care because I don't follow that scene. So he politely introduced himself, started filming, and then the event finished. I just wanted my after movie, and he said, yeah, no problem, 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, 2 weeks. Now I have Kola, and I know it's at least 3 months, but back then I had no idea. And after those 2 weeks, the guy did not answer, basically. He answered maybe a month later, and he said, yeah, I'm working on it. Just give me 2 more weeks because, I'm a freelancer. We need the money. I have another gig lined up and so on and so on. To cut the story short, the guy did the radio silence thing. And from, let's say, May until September, I got 0 responses from him. It went so far that I found out where he lived, and I stalked his apartment from the park bench across the road. And I was just looking at that apartment and waiting for him to show up. No one showed up. I went to his apartment and just listened on the doors if someone is listening. No one was. If someone was living inside, no one was living inside. I saw a postcard, I think, from his mom on the doors, like stuck inside by the postman. So I'm guessing no one lived here for some time. So I was kind of scratching my head. What do I do? How do I get the after movie? I need to start, selling the other event. What do you do now? I mean, this is a 100% real story. And I was sitting in Branimir's actually office, the guy from SofaScore. He was a bit shorter back then. And he had an office in Capital Center. I was sitting in his office, just like watching the wall and thinking to myself, what the hell do I do? I have 0 money. Everything was invested in this event. I have no proof of this event even happening, except people's memories. What do we do? And then his colleague suggested, hey, I can call him from my phone. And she called the guy from her phone, and it rang, of course. I was like, yeah, I called him 58 times. He doesn't answer. And then I hear a click. Hello, who's this? And just like radio focus on the phone. And she started telling him the story that they have some crazy new festival. They heard that he's a great photographer and videographer. Can they meet, whatever. And they found a place to meet at, I think now it's called... the rapper guy's cafe at Knezia. Drito, yeah. Now I think now it's Drito. Previously it was Lila. Yeah, it was Lila. And so when you enter this cafe, you have like a long hallway, then the bar, and then around the bar there's separes, whatever you call them, booths. Okay, so shorter story, even shorter. We waited in front of Lila in our cars like this, laying in like seats and watching people cross the road to see who's gonna enter Lila. And I saw him walking across. It was the most amazing feeling in the world because I saw my money walking across. And when he entered the cafe, they sat him, the girl and her colleague, they sat him with his back towards the entrance, so he couldn't see who was coming in. And then, I basically walked in, sat next to him, told him to go home, and asked him, like, why did you do this, basically? And he started shaking and blah, blah, explaining that he had some other, I don't know, work. His phone got lost, stolen, whatever. To end the story, we came to his apartment in our car, of course. We didn't trust him. He opened up the PC, and it was our project on the PC, like 6 months after the event. So this was super bizarre. We just took the files, hired another guy to edit it, and posted it. You can check it out on our YouTube. I think the posting date was either October or November, so 6 months after the event. So that's the third horror story. Thank you.
That's the horror story for the camera guy. All right.
Okay, yeah, so this one goes also way back, 2015, I think. I'm gonna sound like, I don't know, Second World War veteran now, but at those times, anything that you needed for the tournament, it was really hard to get. Not just the money, the PCs, whatever you had to get, you had to, really fight hard. And these kind of things like launched us back years back with this happening a few times. This is just the first story that came to my mind, but it happened a lot of time afterwards with some other tournament organizers as well. So, when you try to do something with the partner or with the sponsor, you kind of promise them something, and then when they don't get it, they kind of feel like this market is not stable enough. These guys are just playing games, and they go out of the market. So this happened after this shit show again. So 2015, one of the gaming festivals in the city. We're gonna have like 3 or 4 main characters in this story. First one is going to be like the not Croatian company. Let's say the company is from Slovenia. Second party involved is like Croatian association. Third party involved is the gaming festival organizer, and the fourth party are the players, of course. So the story goes like this. This association, Croatian association, works on the best game at that time. It was like League of Legends, and they had the most of the teams ever in the online cups and whatnot. And they agree with the Slovenian company to work on this gaming festival for this tournament. And they organize online finals, streams, whatever. People, like 8 teams that came to the festival had to pay entrance fee. I don't know how much it was. I think it was 500 kunas, which is like 70 euros now. And they came to the festival. The association gets a notification that the PCs aren't arriving at the time. So they had like just one day to put it up all on the stage. And of course, the PCs were not working as expected. And the tournament should have started. Some of the matches started playing, but of course, the tournament gets cancelled without any of the notification to the players. So, of course, players get mad at this point. We played online, we came here, we spent money, time, whatever. Can you give us, like, why did you cancel the tournament? And of course, this guy, the owner of the Slovenian company, starts telling his side of the story. And of course, he had to be escorted by a few security guys because the crowd would just go to him, and it was like in the movies. They surrounded the guy, followed him up after the gaming festival, and I think the Croatian association that organized this agreed that the money will be paid out. The entrance fees that were paid should be paid out, but I'm not sure if this actually happened because I didn't see any proof of this. But they agreed that they will give their money back, the players their money back. So yeah, the horror of the story, the tournament that has no tournament. I guess this is what we fear the most, everybody. And that's it, yeah, for this story.
Last one for today. To wrap it up, unfortunately, it wasn't a hotel. It was Airbnb. I wish it was a hotel. Me and my players qualified to a really big event. It was a global event, actually $2.5 million, and we were going on a small media bootcamp stuff to do outside of Croatia, and basically we were meet up at the offices, and we had a whole apartment for ourselves that was supposed to be a home for a few days before we are going to the event itself. Unfortunately, upon our arrival, it was a really huge apartment with a huge mess that was left behind before it. Someone used it apparently, and they didn't clean. None of the cleaners, or at least it looked like it, didn't go to the apartment itself. So basically we didn't sleep there. We couldn't sleep there because the whole apartment was covered in hairs, in stains, in footprints on couches, in soda spilled, and I'm not gonna go into all details. I actually have the video itself. It's a few minutes. It's more than 2 gigabytes on my phone. I'm refusing to delete it. But we kind of turned it around. We were joking about it. We couldn't believe where we were staying at the time. Some kind of holidays were at that time, and a weekend, Sunday, so we couldn't get the appropriate how can I say, we couldn't get some hotel or some other room to stay in, and we basically stayed in offices where people usually play and practice and stuff like that. So the players that actually are going to this global big event are sleeping on the sofa, are sleeping on the chairs connected together, are sleeping on those puffy bags that you see. And yeah, we basically lived at the office for a few days, and we showered there, we cooked there, we did basically everything there. But since we were all like a big friends and family, and we all speak the same language, it was two Croatian guy. Also my friend was a coach there back in the day, also Croatian, and two Serbian guys. We kind of turned it around, and it was a lot of laugh and fun and stuff like that. But yeah, this was the nightmare room.
Nice. So the night one is the last one. Now I want you to try to put yourself into their shoes. So I know like a lot of these stories it have like a very important storytelling, how to translate the story, but try to imagine yourself. If you are short-sighted, I'm going to put it a little bigger. So Slido/Nightmares, give a vote. And while you wait, while we wait for you to vote, I actually have a story of my own, and you've noticed how much did the guys like struggle with not saying names and brands, and I don't give a fuck about that. So. Because I don't care. So I'm going to tell you my nightmare story, which is dating a bit longer than theirs did. This story is from 2010, so quite a lot of time since then. Does raise of hands who can recognize this logo on the? Not that many of you, so. That's a nice one. So this is gamercheck.com. So this is one of the local brands that used to run events in Croatia, and even though they are a part of the nightmare story, they are also one of the like important foundations for the esports scenes here, because in 2010 you can imagine like there weren't that many events, there weren't that many things happening, and for us aspiring gamers, there wasn't really too much to choose from. So for us, at least for the Counter-Strike community, they showed out of nowhere. We didn't know who they are. We didn't know what they used to do. All we had is some testimonials from the Call of Duty scenes, which those guys were a part of. So Gamersjack is smartly connected from two words, gamers and project. So it turned out to be Gamersjack. And they used to run LAN tournaments in these games. So two types of Call of Duty: Counter-Strike Source, Dota, PES, and StarCraft. And for that time, that used to be huge. Like imagine an inspiring. Okay, let's ignore the design, but just watch the information here. So the year is 2010, and you can imagine for someone who has been playing like I don't know, regional tournaments with 256 teams and winning 5 mouse mats, seeing these logos on the lower screen meant a lot. It meant that we got finally normal tournaments coming in, and there might be some good things happening for the esports scene here. And the LAN event took place at Hagespot Utrine. Everything went well. You can see like the success stories. The PCs was there. Everyone was playing. Everything went perfectly. We won the tournament. Woohoo! And everything spoke to the credibility of the tournament organizer. You can see the pictures, you can see the famous teams, you can see me in the middle and stuff. And me, I was an aspiring gamer back then. That's me. Aside from that, I used to write voluntarily for one of the largest gaming news site, just like Jurgica Rein was mentioning in a part. The equivalent to hltv.org was kadret.org, and I was a writer there, and I was like in charge of promoting the tournament. But I also played for the CS team of GamerChecked. You can see me exclusively, young as fuck. Yeah. That was me when I was 16, and of course, since I was writing on the news site, I also took the liberty of promoting the tournament, because I know that those guys who ran it, they had some credibility. They ran 2 successful tournaments, so they decided to do the 3rd version, which is sorry for the pixels, but it's bigger, better, stronger. And the tournament was supposed to be playing split. Kova is not here, so Paulina, please click. So we'll see the announcement for the tournament, just to get the gist of it, of what they wanted to do.
I'm in Croatia, bitch.
Yeah, this is live. Well, let's go back to the presentation. Yeah, that was what they had in mind as well. So the main points of going to this tournament. Oh, so the main point of this tournament is having a nice seaside place that will bring people over. Of course, the parties and stuff, and the babes on the beach. So that was their like main point. So how are you going to attract at the time the so-called greasy gamers to the sun resorts and stuff? They did it in three different ways. And the event was supposed to take place at the aquarium split. So from this position, everything looks great. The venue itself, the beach is straight next to it. People who have been to Split know about the Bačvica beach. You have all the cocktail places. The beach is great. The water is shallow. Everything is nice. But was it really that way? This was the inside of the aquarium. So imagine yourself in a position of a player from UK, Finland, Netherlands. I'm not making it up. Actually, people from them travel to the event, and you see a place like this. And I have to tell you, like, this is the best place, the best picture I managed to find from that place. Actually, it looked quite worse. This was the interiors. The walls were messed up. You can see the people just sweating and stuff like it. It was a really bad place to be in. And
There was red carpet.
there was.
We never get them.
That is true. The only thing that was actually invested into place was the red carpet. And the main issue of the event itself is organizers not coming to the venue, not checking it out. They just saw the exterior, and they were completely sold. They got there, they had to fill out the places, and they weren't aware that the electricity and everything inside of the venue is not up to par with running 80 PCs and monitors and stuff, and the connection kept crashing. You see a timer on the upper left side of the screen. That's actually from the video that one of the contestants made, and that was actually, I think, 18 hours of delays for the tournament that never happened. Should we head back to the beach? It's still sunny outside. That was where I almost wanted to give up. And in the evening, and you will see the quote here. I'll try to enhance it. You can imagine how did that space look like after 12 hours of sitting there. The aftermath itself, what happened, and I know you want a story that no one wanted to go to their tournaments, they were punished, but they weren't. Nothing happened. Basically, aside from the backlash from the scene and people basically spamming them on the media, and they actually did return the money, just as you mentioned, but nothing happened, as their next tournament, which was in Zagreb in the Arena Center, brought these teams. So Fnatic, Meteor Makers, Team Cooler Matters, Team Gigabyte, and all of the other ones. So there weren't that many consequences with the thing that happened. So what's the lesson in the whole point? There's no lesson. There's only the motivational quote that says, or any other quote about bouncing back and overcoming failure. They are sorry. So this is those are the organized, and they are great people, and they tried their best. They did the worst mistake of their gaming life, trying to run a tournament at a place that they never seen. And also, I'm sorry for promoting this tournament to all of the CS scene. Sorry for coming to Split. I 14 years later, I am so sorry. And we have the results ready for the contest, and we have a winner. The winner is The Hunt for the Camera Guy by Nikola. A round of applause. Right, that's the part with the nightmare story. Thank you for sticking all the way to the end. I will leave Sanda to sign off from the conference. Thanks for coming, and yeah, have a great day.